Hey, welcome to Denim, the channel where we explore Levi's vintage and denim culture. There's been a lot of hype and now the cat's out of the bag. This is the 150th anniversary of the riveted garment, invented in 1870-71, finally patented in 1873 on May 20th. And that's why May 20th, 2023 is going to be a big celebration for anyone involved with Levi's, anyone interested in denim culture, especially this channel. And things will be leading up to it, starting from now and the last month, and really just culminating then. But for the rest of the year, there will still be new Levi's items to review. Most of the channel focused on my videos will be headed towards the 501s. This video is going to be going through the items that we know are going to come out, the items that are on the websites for the LVC collection, a little talk about what's going on for the 150th for the premium line, and then I will do a page by page of the lookbook, talk about what's in there, and some channel updates for what you can expect to see in the coming months for this channel. Thanks to my Patreon subscribers, you guys really help me out as far as giving me that emotional encouragement. It's still small, but it's a growing community. Your help is greatly appreciated to keep doing better videos like this. I was able to get a new microphone, more professionalized for this, plus goes into putting some music to the videos. Be a subscriber, it helps. This is the time to grow the channel. You can really help out by clicking all those buttons, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. I'm doing the videos as consistent as I can, hoping about every other week, and maybe posting about Mondays, but hit the notification so that you know what's going on. Otherwise, let's jump into this. Alright, I always like to start on the Japanese websites because they are ahead of the curve. I also, of course, check the American ones, but they're like the most behind. I don't know why they are stuck in the dark ages, but they're on last season stuff with no knowledge of what's going on for this collection. Collection LVC. We'll also go to the Great Britain website because they seem to have a good mix of what's going on in Europe and America side by side. So you get both of those items if you're there. I'm in Europe, so I'm kind of waiting for some things to come out. This is the American site, still on last season. So let's jump over to Japan. And you can see they're already into this season going on. Birth the Blue Jeans, this great hidden video. Jacob Davis in the white on the right, left, and Levi Strauss with the long beard and top coat on the right. Hilarious video. I've posted this, I've watched it so many times, and we'll see a lot of better stills of these. Paul O'Neill's making a good appearance, he's the designer. I like this little fact that Levi Strauss used to wear straw hats. I don't know if they'll don't know when the duck pants are coming out, but I am really, really looking forward to those, and they're not part of the limited edition, so I do believe that they will be more widely available. I will redo the duck episode. The chinos are out in white, and some countries have purple of these 1880s chinos. It is the time for duck. So let's look just on I can tell you when these are coming out. Bib and Brace are already released in Korea. Bib and Brace look like they're about 100 years ago. They have the Two Horse brand. Canberra shirt will be in April. Women's 1914 shirt, I'm hoping to get that for my wife later this month, probably March or so. The new leather coat is out in pretty much every country but the US. A women's sunset pullover should be next month. And this triple pleat blouse that's in the, it was called gingham last year, but it's basically blue and white checkered. Triple pleat blouse should be out soon, otherwise there's an organic rigid and a distressed. There's a Lot 70 sack coat that should be coming out soon in this very distressed one. And these t-shirts that we'll get to. Limited editions. Limited edition Japan from 1937 is already been released. It might say sold out in your country, but that doesn't mean it really is sold out. they're kind of feeding a few of them in each time. This is the 4th time they've done the Japanese. The 66 came out a few years ago. There were 150 of those. I've got a pair of those. I am selling if you're interested. Contact me. Otherwise, 55s, 47s. Skip over 44 because that would be just weird. And then 37s. Now, the cool thing about these is that you get a box of the press-on pins. I've been begging that they remake these press-on pins, and it looks like they at least know of them. But there is a special warning. Please do not use for purposes other than ornamental. So I think they're warning you that, hey, don't actually use these. Your suspenders might make them fly off like bullets and then someone gets pricked. I don't know. There are legal reasons, but they're probably made out of kind of crappy material. Ben Davis sells them, but they're mostly made for trousers. I think if you just want something like that, you want to put them on your trousers, get them from Ben Davis if you're in America. Otherwise, I really hope they make them. They are cool, just the box alone. Otherwise, enough about the Japanese. What's coming up next? Well, next month, by the end of February, we should have 1922 White Oak. That means dead stock denim made at the White Oak factory from Cone Mills pre-2016. It had to have already been made, and they're applying it to the jeans. I don't know how much they have of this stuff. They keep saying it's the last of it, but obviously it isn't. Then 1901 White Oaks. I've already done the 22 episode. You can watch that. I'm hoping to do a 1901 episode, looking for a model and the letter if you've got those. 1890 will be after that in White Oak also, sometime in April. 1890s are my favorite overall jean with the details and the fit. I love it. I will be redoing the episode for it soon. Otherwise, you can watch my old one. It's like the first video I ever made, so I apologize. These are all limited edition out of 500 pairs. I believe out of 501 pairs. And they seem to be going for about 500. Don't know if they're going to raise the price when we get to May and they're doing the 1873 blue jean. I guess it's not White Oak, it's some Japanese denim. And hopefully all these are made in Japan, like most of their rigids should be at the moment. This is, the Japanese are the ones that most of my fans want, then the 1873s, like 30%, then 20%. Barely owning one at first choice once one of these other White Oak ones, but yeah, 1901 they haven't done in a while. As far as what else is going on with the 150th for the premium lines, there's a new pair of men's jeans called the 54s. These are vintage-esque, vintage-inspired. You can see they have these few designs. There should already be out in most countries. I don't know if I'll do an exclusive video of this, because it's not something that my audience is that interested in, or that I'm that interested in. But no, they're not going to be details-wise close to the 54's 501Zs. They're just different items. Maybe the fit is somewhat similar, but I'm not too interested in them. My 93 review getting a lot of views, so I might end up doing an episode about these. As far as for women, though, they do have 81s, which is the first year that women's 501s came out, and 90s. And they make the 90s for plus size. It's actually really hard to find plus size jeans for the vintage, and I understand that for the women who do want it. They run pretty dang small with everything. And this is available in most countries. You'll see that they have these premium line jeans, and I don't know how many they're going to make. I don't know if they're going to make any of these painted ones. There's banner ones in there. I don't know if they're making one based on each story, but they're making a bunch of new ones. I like these banner ones, kind of like how the LVC has the 1937 banner ads, but these should be more affordable and easier to get. And there's something that'll say 150th year. Some items, if you really, really want it, get it, but they should be going on sale periodically throughout this year. And about May 20th, they'll have some other big thing, so get what you want. I'm gonna break the bank, doing this if I can, but within reason. Doing these chapters with these different stories, I've counted about 10 of them. I don't know if there are really 150, if they're going to be 150 pairs of jeans that they're doing. Like obviously some bleached 50s-ish 501s, this pair of 80-somethings or 70-somethings for the cow. If we look at the pictures, we'll see that there are these different styles, but I think those are just museum ones, not actual ones that they're recreating this season. I do hope they do this Jamaican one, though, where they made the skirt from it. That would be pretty cool. Japan seems to get the items first. Here's the 37 Japans. Here's the new t-shirts. Yeah, they look like the other t-shirts, you know, single pocket. I was figuring they were going to do more Henleys, basic Henleys, but so far not yet. Was hoping for underwear. It doesn't look like they're going to do that. There is a redo of the red striped Henley, which I am waiting for to come available in Europe so I can get. As far as what jeans are available, 1870s Nevadas. I just did the Nevada video for the 1880s. I knew these were coming out, but I'm not sure. These follow more of the historical details. I think they're an easy pair to get that have sewn-on buttons that you can really just get and kind of make your own. You'll see sewn-on buttons, patch in the center, high waist button, all these details that are very historic in nature. The Cruise Bay colors are this oatmeal, and I think there's also this pink is from this season. Mahogany, they're calling it. Then there's the t-shirts. Birth of the Blue Jean t-shirt. I like that one the most. Then I'd say the guarantee ticket. Guarantee ticket means a lot. And then the 2-horse patch. I think they're pretty cool, the novelty items. I'm personally going to wait for them to go on sale. Hope I can get one. Here is the new triple pleat blouse. There's rigid, there's a worn out. They're calling it 1879. And you can see it's made of this organic cotton, which is what I think they're pushing, the organic cotton for their next line, whether it be LVC or whatever historical line they're going to be doing next. You'll also be seeing every year from 1890, 1947, 1937, 1944, 1954, 1955, 1966, and 1976. You'll see all of those pretty standard along the lines. If we go to the British site, we'll see that it's a mix of last year's stuff. Already got new 47s, new 701s for women, but they're the 1950s style. The chino pants in white and purple, and then a matching sunset coat. This is stuff from last season. You'll still see some of those going on. Scroll to the bottom of your country, and there might be a page 2. Go to that page 2, because sometimes they're hiding the katakanas, the Japanese ones, at the bottom. Alright, so let's take a look at the new lookbook. It is a beauty. Just classic logo. And I always like having PDFs of these. I haven't found one yet. Sorry for the off view, but it's still a great chance to look at everything. The duck pants, first page. Historically accurate duck pants. They actually have no insignia of Levi's on them. They're going to be like the Davis pants, essentially, 1870s. So the rivets, the buttons, nothing will say Levi Strauss on it. There's no patch. And with these, there's no cinch. There's no yoke and cinch. So you really have to get yours your size or use the suspender buttons. Duck should shrink. I have the duck shirt from 10 years ago, and it is shrunk. I fit into it, so it's okay. The chinos are looking pretty cool. I've seen the cream and the purple. The Canberra shirt. This is a pullover Canberra shirt. A new style, not distressed. It should be out in the next month or so, or was it April? It's coming out. I'm excited for this. It doesn't seem like they're doing any denim shirts this year. However, they might later on in the year. I'd expect more classic stuff later on. Canberra fades like denim, so it's a nice material for doing that. The birth of the blue jean is the story, the theme. We're going to see a lot of these cool photos that they took last summer up in Northern California, and the actors. I don't know if that's really a real picture, but that's cool if it is. And we see the sunset coat, dedication to the miner. I'm wondering if they're going to have suspenders. Or if they're going to have any of the hats, but I haven't seen any accessories really yet. So kind of waiting to see what they will be doing. This is a photo that's a recreation of a very classic picture from 1890s, 1880s, showing a couple of miners outside of a mine wearing 501s or XX jeans at the time. And these nice portrait views. If you watch the 2017 video, then you'll see that. Here's the guy wearing the duck shirt. And picture at the bar. You can see a nice little array. I'm not sure if the bartender's outfit has anything to do with that. However, that's the character. I wouldn't mind playing any of these characters if I were in it. Absolutely incredible. So his suspenders over here, that looks like that's something they might be doing. The women's dress, I don't know if they're going to do this 19th century dress. I think it's going to be very minimal for women, even though they are supposed to have a miner's wife. There's a character, but I don't know if they're going to have a collection for it. They've only done hats once when they did 5 years ago, the Stetson hat. I haven't even seen that for sale in 5 years since. The triple pleat blouse in the gingham, maybe we'll be seeing that pretty soon. Otherwise, the 1879 triple pleat blouses are already out. I like how they're incorporating these different characters, and here's just a miner's scene. I think these are the chinos over here. There's a great picture. I think he's wearing that red Henley. I think it's about the only Henley they're doing this year. They might have a couple more. They've done a lot of suspenders and bow ties 10 years ago. It's great to have these little accessories that help complete your outfit, and you're getting it all from the LVC line. But otherwise, I try to tell you a company that does make some solid ones within. I like J&J suspenders a lot if you're in America. We're seeing a bow tie again. Not sure if it's going to come with the sunset shirt. Bow ties are hard to tie. They're very short. 1879 triple pleat blouse. That looks like a Lot 70 sack coat. As far as for the wife here, I'm not sure if they're selling that bonnet on top. It's like a women's bandana, or the dress or the apron. I think this is just for costume wear for the photo shoot. That jacket, I believe, is a sunset coat. His hat's pretty fun if they want to make that. Otherwise, you just enjoy these photos. Absolutely gorgeous. We won't see a thing like this for another 5 years if they are doing it. This women's shirt is coming out later on in February, maybe March, and it's the 1914 women's version. My 1914 shirt is striped. It has a attachable collar, but I usually wear it as a banded collar. This one has like a flowers in the lines. Now we're seeing the wife who asked for the first pair of pants that wouldn't rip, and Mr. Davis is here hammering in some rivets. The guy playing this just reminds me of Brian from Mark and Brian. There we go, a rivet. Boom. The genius of Mr. Davis. The rivets themselves, what he would have had this idea, 1870, December. Puts the rivets in the pants. The following year, he's selling so many, he writes his letter to Mr. Strauss, sends him a pair of them. Mr. Strauss thinks about it with some women of the night. Come on, why aren't they making these dresses? And yeah, I'm pretty sure that he liked hookers. If you seem to read through the lines there, it's pretty much what's going on with him. And the two men meeting, striking a deal. Their first order. I guess it's a Wells Fargo reference, Pony Express, that would have been defunct by then, but... And the partnership. He files for the patent. It's originally rejected because they thought that the military had already had a patent that was similar enough for shoes with rivets. Mr. Strauss kept arguing against it, and finally, May 20th, they get them done. And we have the first blue jean. And here we go with the patent in full page. And here it is, the first blue jean. Look at these details. We see sewn-on buttons, but they're unbranded sewn-on buttons. So it's almost replaceable if you want, but they look like they're buttons from just a metal button, unbranded. High-waisted watch pockets. The rivets might not say anything on them, however, they might have the patent date. I think these ones won't. You only see the patent as far as patented riveted duck and denim pants on the back. Denim pockets, which is very sanitary, and you can also find on the NapAv pairs. And then I think they're doing no arcuate, which I talked about in my 1873 episode, which is they didn't put the arcuate on for about the first year. How we know that is really kind of uncertain, though. For our first ever pair of jeans, unlike for most Levi's vintage clothing reproductions, we didn't have a definitive archival garment from 1873 to study. Unsure if one even existed, we had to start out from scratch. Without technical specs or catalog descriptions to use as a guide, we relied on Levi's archives and our many years of meticulous research into early archival garments. We can date several to pre-1875. Yes, apparently, as far as the duck pants, they borrowed them. In the 1960s, Levi's gave the Smithsonian Museum a pair of duck pants that they now asked for back to study, and it turns out they're from before 1875. So the duck pants, the details of those were applied into this first blue jean, and then they kind of retroactively said, well, take this and this away to make a pair of 1870 duck pants. After intensive study, we produced what we believe authentically represents Levi's 1873 XX waist overalls. Our first blue jean, crafted of natural indigo 9-ounce plain selvage loom stayed denim. It features a back pocket without an arcuate stitch, a center back leather patch, an unriveted center back cinch, and a watch pocket on the waistband. Other periodic details include a gusset at the crotch, unbranded rivets, and sewn-on buttons, all denim pocketing and exposed selvage at the waistband. The pair of jeans that started it all. Yeah, I am really excited about these. Still, if I had to choose, the duck would finish my collection. Now for the best part of this whole lookbook. It has a centerfold, a pull-out of this Birth of the Blue Jean story. Darn it! I must have mended these 100 times. Eureka! I've had a riveting idea. Rivets on the pockets? Ingenious! Together we will make the strongest pants ever been. Patented May 20th, 1873, Levi's first blue jean arrives to great acclaim. And now it just gets into the photos of it. You can watch the rest of it on my Patreon for my hardcore fans who are still watching. 10 years ago, the Spring Summer 2013 catalog, I've got the product knowledge guide. So this is pretty much like every item that they did make throughout then. And you can see the different catalogs. So they did a thing about the minors. They did a slew of years. We're getting all of these except for 78. We get 76. 33s, I don't think you'll see this year. And 22s, the limited edition, yes. Otherwise, no. But then some other stuff, too. We can see some of the t-shirts that they did. We can see these Henleys, short sleeve Henleys that they were doing. I don't know if they're doing that this year. Denim shirts, you might have to wait for later on this year. The fall, they might be doing more classic style, and you might see some denim shirts, along with some long horns and short horns, maybe not long horns. Now, we have short sleeve men Henleys. I think there's some women's too. Long sleeve, not like the more expensive version, but some lighter versions. T-shirts, the 1930 styles don't have the pockets. I would prefer t-shirts without pockets. I use the pocket once in a while, but it's not really a usable one. But they really went all crazy with so many t-shirts. It's fine. Keep them going. There's more items to hunt down. As far as this catalog's concerned, I have not seen many items, but I've gotten some from it. Sunset shirts, if you're doing camber, it will fade, but otherwise it won't. They're doing a leather jacket very similar to this already. I don't know if we'll be seeing this many Type 3s. You can find Type 1s and Type 2s. Even rigid are on sale right now. There we go. I told you they did underwear. Pantaloons, they're not doing this year. I'm thinking of doing the episode for it. I'm hoping to have redux of 1890, 1947, 1955 out very soon, like in the next month or two. And hopefully get pantaloons, do the duck pants as soon as I can do those. And I promise to start focusing on some other denim companies and other Levi's like 505s later in the year or next year. I promise. I just want to finish my 501 story, and I'm working on that. It's telling the story of not just the jean, but also of California, of San Francisco. It's the story of all of the things tied to it. The Outlaws was my most recent one. I had a fun time making that. Such as like the Pantaloons, we'll discuss the other companies, like Ghirardelli Chocolate, Wells Fargo. The 1955, I'm keeping a secret. I am really excited about that one. 47, I mean, we broke the sound barrier during that year. A lot of companies started in that point. It's great. I wish you could have all of these kind of outlined throughout all of the years so that I could really bring it to you. Here's the overalls from last time. I think I like the ones they're currently doing. I barely wear overalls, though. My wife loves overalls. You can see they did many variations, too, of these jeans. Cut off. I've seen these ones for sale. Besides the minor, they also did this hot rod items, more classic styles. Middle of the century, another leather jacket. Couple more. If 519 pants in a few different styles. The cover-ups. A couple people asked about these. Doesn't look like they're going to do them, at least in this season, maybe in the fall. They are pretty cool. They are very interesting denim coveralls. Historically, they would have been very useful. Otherwise, no. The minor items. They are doing this one, the triple pleat blouse, although this is a shirt version of that. The Shield Henley doesn't look like they're doing. I was really hoping for this one. Here you go, triple pleat blouse and gingham. This one had come with the gunpowder pouch, which one pair of 1886 comes with. There's also the duck version of this, which looks like they're not going to do. Also the duck coats, just duck shirt and duck pants. And these are what they called 1870 last time, but you can see they still have Levi's branded buttons. They have arcuate, they have the patch, they have a cinch. They're not as historically accurate. Still great though. It's still absolutely a fun item. I think it completes the collection in showing the entire progression of it. And just talked about the Boni Nevadas. Then the Miner's Daughter collection, where they actually had some pretty cool women's items for this. My wife has a pair of these women's coverall. They cut off the arms, and there you go. Not salvage denim. Still fun. She still prefers her overalls, especially the linen ones from about 2017. The skirt, I wish they were doing this. This is a skirt made from the 1914 shirt. They kind of went with a bit of a lingerie feel. They did this 10 years ago and 5 years ago. My wife has the long sleeve version, adores them. And this is a men's tank top that they found, but it was so decrepit that they turned it into women's lingerie. This is basically the sexy lingerie for us LVC nerds. The women's version of the shirt, it has flowery lines now, so it's a different item. My wife has this polka dot dress. It is not going out dress like you would think. It's actually more of like a home dress that you would. It has pockets. It has it's more like what I would call a schmata, but I get an apron. It's a big apron you can wear. But if you put a belt on it or you wear it tight, I guess you could wear it on the town. And then they did a slew of belts, some suspenders. All of their suspenders have the fabric in the back. What I like about J&J suspenders is they're just all leather, complete leather. But it's still fun to use your suspender buttons with suspender straps. Some vintage bandanas. These actually hold some great value. These bags are insane. The bags, if you do ever find them, they usually go for pretty high values because people either really want them and they didn't make that many of them. In Japan, you can still buy these laundry bags or something similar to it, but outside of Japan, not really. The bow ties had come with displayed on a cardboard cutout of Mr. Strauss's head. All right, thanks so much, guys. I'm Den. This is Den and Denim. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for subscribing, commenting, everything. Looking forward to all your questions. I'm going to do an hour and a half this time on May 20th. It's a Saturday. Probably going to start it in the morning for America, the evening for Europe, and then the next morning, I guess, if you're in Australia or Japan. I'll answer all your questions. I'll have hopefully a duck episode by then. It'll be a big blowout. May 20th. Looking forward to seeing all you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Love your jeans.